Hello, sixth graders. So yesterday I introduced solving two-step equations, very similar to the steps that we take in solving one-step equations, but this time now we have to do two things in order to get the x, or the variable, by itself. So I looked at the Google Forms, and overall everyone felt pretty confident in the material. Now, I just want to go over a few of those problems from the form that might have messed people up a little bit, but we will go over those and then you'll have some more practice at the end of this video. So the first problem I want to go over is just standard two-step problem. So 4x plus 5 equals 17. Now this is our problem. Yesterday we said that we kind of want to work from the outside in. So we want to leave this 4x alone because this x and this 4 are like connected. So we're going to get rid of this 5 first. So you're adding 5. How will we get rid of that 5? We would do the opposite, which is subtracting. So 5 minus 5, they cancel out. Okay? Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So minus 5 on this side. So our final problem ends up looking like this. 4x equals 12. Okay, because 17 minus 5 is 12. Now, this is a standard one-step equation. So in order to get to this one step, we have to do one more step before that. So what's happening to the variable? It's being multiplied. So we divide by 4. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So x equals, well, 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I do really want to make sure you guys can check your work. So this 3 you can just plug in for x, okay, or substitute in for x. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. If both sides are the same, that means that whatever you got for x is correct. So that was one of the problems. The next two problems I want to go over, I kind of threw those at the end of the Google form because I just wanted to see how you guys would do. But I didn't really go over either of these two problems or the method actually during our video yesterday. So the first one I want to go over is s over 4 plus 3 equals 9. So when we're looking at this looks a little different because the variable is part of a fraction. And you may be saying, I have no clue what that means. But remember, this line of the fraction, what does that stand for? Remember, the line that separates the numerator and denominator stands for division. So this stands for s divided by 4. So let's take a step back and let's see what we do first. Well, these are kind of connected, so we're not going to deal with this just yet. We're going to look at that 3, and we're going to get this 3 away from the s so that the variable is by itself. So we're adding 3, so what do we need to do? We subtract 3. 3 minus 3 cancels out. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Minus 3. So 9 minus 3 is 6. So our final problem is s over 4 equals 6. So now it's a one-step equation. So we determine that this line stands for division. So s over 4, or s divided by 4, is the same exact thing as just writing this, s divided by 4. Both of these things are exactly the same. All right? So you can write it like this, or you can write it like s divided by 4. But if it's being divided by 4, if the variable is being divided by 4, how do we get the variable alone? We do the opposite. So what's the opposite of dividing by 4? Well, it's multiplying by 4. Okay, so those cancel out. Okay, now whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So we have to multiply by 4 on this side. Okay, so s equals 6 times 4 is 24. Now you may be saying, Miss Rothstein, I do not understand how multiplying by 4 cancels these out. Well, really, when we multiply by this whole number is really 4 over 1, right? Okay, because we always have to put it over a 1. When you multiply these two across, we get 4s over 4. And 4 over 4 is equal to 1. So that's how they cancel out. All right? But if you just follow the rule, whatever is happening, do the opposite, they always cancel. And again, we can plug in 24 in for s. 24 divided by 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9. All right? So let's do one more problem. This was also on your Google form. All right? So it's x over 7 minus 3 equals 4. All right? So again, we have that division, but we don't want to focus on that first. We want to focus on this. Get this away from the problem first. All right? So if it's being subtracted by 3, how do we get rid of it? We do the opposite. So the opposite is adding 3. Negative 3 plus 3, they cancel out. What you do to one side, do to the other. Plus 3 over here. So x over 7 equals 4 plus 3 is 7. Now again, this line stands for division. So x divided by 3, it's being divided by 3. What is the opposite of dividing by 3? Well, multiplying. Or not divided by 3. Divided by 7. What is the opposite of dividing x by 7? Well, it's multiplying by 7. All right, so those cancel out. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other, times 7 over here. So x equals 49. And again, we can plug in 49 in for x. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. So we know it is exactly correct. All right. Attached to this puzzle is going to be a Google form where you just practice more of these two-step equations. I'm going to throw more of the division ones in there so you can practice those a little bit more. All right. Good luck and have a wonderful day.